Okay, well, last time we did some genome stuff. I had dumped somewhere some notes, and I never looked through them. Some readouts. Kind of forgot I was going to review those. Where the hell did I even put these? Did I actually extract this log? The hell? Weird. This might not have been saved? Huh. How strange. Huh. Okay, well, anyway, whatever. It's not a big deal. Just confused is all. Yeah, I really don't see it. Well, anyway, let's just run it, get the log output again. Okay, now I've saved that back off. We're going to assume this is all correct. So what we need to do is we need to connect this now to the actual creature generation. To do that, we need to go to our object. This is all genetic info. And we need to now pipe this resulting genome info into the actual creature. So global.carnotaurus spawn. And this is currently generated in somewhere. Title stuff, maybe? Yeah. Global.pc. So what we do... This is like generated... Yeah, I think we just take this and move it. Let's do it like this. Comment this whole section out. And we'll go to the genetic info tab. And we'll just implement it here directly. These objects both function in the same way, so this currently replicates the existing game state. I'm gonna age 390. How did I implement? Did I actually implement aging like at all? Global.datetime plus equals 1. What's the game look like, Dodo? I'll show you. It's a very messy currently visually. I'm not a artist, so everything I'm doing is programming behind the scenes game engine stuff with placeholder assets, very basic stuff. But we've currently got this vertical slicer we're working on. We have one demo dinosaur crudely implemented. We can train his stats. He can level up. We can select passives and active abilities, what we're currently generating. That can apply to him. We can enter tournaments. We can do fights. Combat engine's fully implemented, although there's like no proper animations for attacks, so we just have like crude placeholders and stuff. We're actually winning, which is astounding. We usually lose this. Now the table's gonna turn, our stamina's out. Yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked. Bleeding out. All right. That's currently the state of things. Kind of a spiritual successor to Monster Rancher in a way, but with some much more complicated creature generation. In particular, the big current project is this genetic system. So we've got this massive convoluted genetic system of 48 chromosomes that determines how your creature grows and what abilities it has access to, which is this 500 lines here. So there'll be multiple generations behind the scenes, like you can pass genes down through generations and stuff, like a whole elaborate behind the scenes genetic system for breeding animals. We're currently doing a vertical slice, so we're just trying to basically get all the core mechanics like programmed out, so that we have this thing that we can show off that shows essentially everything the game is about. And then after that, go into alpha development, I guess, and start to expand it into a real game. Right now, it's a project only for me, but once I finish this vertical slice, I'm going to start looking into maybe putting a team together a little bit. Not much of a team, a few people or something, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, all right. So this is the original hard-coded stuff here. So now we got to connect all this genome data to the actual stats. So we need our cheat sheet here. Why don't we just take this and dump it into a text document so that I can just look at it in another window. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's like a good opportunity to also just familiarize myself with like GameMaker. So even if the project ever died, like this experience is still good. But I like where this project's going. I'm like pretty happy with like how it functions behind the scenes here. I think it's interesting. I think there's potential here. All right, so our base health. Is this Chrome 1 index 0? Missing the comma. Now that should just pipe that randomized HP stat straight in there. Chromosome 2, gene 0 is damage. 3 is defense. 4, 5. Growth rates are then 6 through 10. I think after we plug this in, we should generate a UI element so that we can actually like see all this information. Because right now, actually, let's run this for a second. We don't have like just a status screen. I have an inspect ranch button. I could co-opt that. I should probably just add a button. Yeah. It's like a dinosaur info button under inspect ranch or above it or something. Okay. Cool. Movement. This is chromosome 40. Except that chromosome 40 needs to be divided by 100. Because we made this non-decimal based movement, whereas the movement rate is actually used directly by the code, so that should just be that. Stamina rate is 38. Thank you, Beverly. It's pretty crude, but it's a decent, rough first pass at a concept for a Carno. Especially given that it's the first animated sprite I've literally ever made in my entire life. It could be a lot worse. Okay, so we need to do some sort of UI proper for the attacks. But that can wait. Range priority stays fixed. Cooldown stay fixed. These are all as they are. Passives is fine. Yeah, so the question now becomes, do we want to pipe any of this other information into here or just leave it there? I think we can just leave it here and call it as we need it. Oh, we need to do chromosomes 17 and 18. Because these are the bonus stats and bonus stat growth. Oh, and metabolism too. This is chromosome 39. Technically, should have the Lamarckian genes integrated in here, even though they're zeros. So we should have chromosome 41 through 45. All right. Now, let's see here. So for chromosomes 17 and 18, we need to get the syntax we wrote in here for these originally. These two lines here. Oh, actually, we can do this better. If we follow the same syntax in here, we can do this automatically. So these are all lowercase, HP damn death ac eva. So we go. Yeah, we do it like this. Yeah, I thought it would be fun to stream the whole development process just for something different, but I've never like really considered making proper videos out of it. All the VODs are still on the channel for on the YouTube channel for all the other development sessions. I keep those up. Okay. So now those recognize the internal values here. So all we have to do is we do global.pc, then we do $, I think. Should have an example. Yeah, here. Bracket $string. Hold on, is that typoed? No, that's good. So we do $space. Global Carnotaurus spawn.chrome 17. And then we need, I believe, 00, if I'm not mistaken. That. Let's take a look at this. I'm just going to copy these to my notepad for reference. So 17, first index is choosing HBDAM, ActF, or evade. That should be right. Then we do plus equals. Then index 1. Yeah. And then 18 is not double nested, so we only need one index. And then 18 is always plus equals 1. Because this is the growth rate being scaled by 1, and then this is an attribute being given a randomized bonus. So that's the logic there. So that should just run and update those internally without us having to search for them. Oh, no, because this is the string. So we have to do plus rate, right? Ac rate, yeah, plus rate. Okay. Test it. Okay, we got an error. Action number 1 of create event, genetic info undefined value, Chrome 18. Okay. So 17 passed without issue. Mobile.pc. Why did that one error out? Did it? Or did the one above it error out? Let's do this. Show debug. Because sometimes you get the wrong line back when it errors. Wait. Now it didn't air out at all. Why did it not air out at all? I didn't change anything. The debug message worked. I bet you I know what the problem is. HP rate, damn rate, def rate, ac rate, eva rate. Might just have a typo on one choice. HP, damn, ac, def, eva. Where? Huh. Okay. Strange. So let's do this. If it crashes again, we'll know why with these error messages. Okay, now it crashed again. Crashed on health. Wait, why did it? Oh, I know what it is. I know 100% what it is. Yeah, we only updated the female part. Duh. I was on the right track with the issue there. Yeah, because these ones are not updated. Because we have to randomize the male and female contributions to the genome before we pick which gene is expressed, which means that has to be duplicated in both. Okay. Well, it looks like it works anyway. I actually got completely lucky that it ran correctly once because there's only a 25% chance for the code to not crash. Okay, that looks good to me. So, branch layout. Let's get the UI element we need to add now so that we can see the stats and stuff. Train, rest, schedule, journey, item, town. Ranch, edit. Yeah, let's duplicate this. Dino data. So this goes 114, 310 to 360. We do plus 50. On 150, yeah, plus 50 on both. So plus 50 on every subsequent button. makes this 420, 410. These are offset by, yeah, this is 10 higher. Okay. All right. Now, function train. This is the ranch action button. If function, go to room. This is what we want. If function equals dino data, I think we double capped this. Dino data, go to room. Dino data. Need a new room. We go to, we have objects open. Let's go to rooms. Create room dino data. It's actually analogous to the lobby layout. Hold on, can we co-op this? Yeah, because where am I this is useful. 9, 139, 112, 76, 116. So those are randomized. Okay. That's probably coming out of lobby layout. Under draw. Yeah, there it is. Actually, let's take all of this. Need a new object. Call the dino data object. Add event. Draw. Code. Now, did we have anything useful under create? Draw set color global. What time is it equals 0? What is the relevance of the time? I think that's unused. We'll take this. We do need the white text. Add event, create, code. Now, we don't need the enemy info here. This is not relevant. Also don't need the start battle button. And then the lobby. Data. Dino data object. And we need the ranch, no, go to ranch. To ranch button. Now. These are fundamentally different scales for some reason, which is certainly a thing. I don't know what the significance of that would be. If it's literally just sizing, well, whatever. Let's just run this. Okay, dinosaur data button doesn't actually work because I did something wrong somewhere. I did not capitalize the D in data. Fair. Okay. Move that button down. I should, at some point, I'm obviously going to build a real UI instead of a black void, but it's not a high priority. Okay, it should be moved over a notch. I also probably, for the sake of testing, want more info on this screen than I honestly need. Let me find a good... There we go. I'm going to jot down these stats and compare, make sure these are randomizing. They look like they are, but, you know, doesn't hurt to check. We also need, let's think about the UI elements in general for that screen. (102, 126, 104, 84, 111). Yeah, that's nicely randomized. So we need probably put a moveset builder on this screen. Probably like over here on this side. And then maybe we just put in a bunch of extra feedback info here. I could also put a nice little icon. What happens if I just put this on the screen? We like size it down. I'm just curious because it's programmed to like walk, but depending on how I like coded the walk cycle, can I just like chuck it in there for like a little visual element? Kinda. Oh god. It gets weird. Okay. Let's not do that. Can I put a sprite directly on this screen? New asset layer, sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, because then it animates without actually moving. Because the movement code is attached to the object, but the sprite itself can animate. question, why did this text disappear? Probably the layering changes because of that. Define. How did I cover this? This has come up a lot of times, the layering. Instant create depth ranch action. Draw text. In that case, the button is part of it, though. Huh. Mm. Okay, if we remove that asset layer messes things up for some reason. Unless something else broke, like, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Go to ranch. Okay. Let's just do this. We'll do. What is this? This is the battle sprite? Yeah. Object. Call it player static. Assign a sprite. No events necessary. Then if we do this, wait. Oh, is it because that was clicked off at some point? Weird. I guess that's why it broke. Because at some point it hadn't clicked on that anymore. Could be. Okay. Fun. All right, so let's edit the other data we're going to show here. Nope, not like that. Let's see. Let's do it like this. We can put rate. Yeah, let's just add this to the existing line. So we do like this. Growth rate. P rate plus Did a nickel for every time you got flashbang by a Raid Shadow Legends ad, you'd have at least 2 nickels? Well, that's 2 more nickels you'd have than people who spend all their money playing Raid Shadow Legends, right? Okay, cool. Now the growth rate shows there. He's looking a little overly stretched. Okay. Okay, so there's the rates. We need movement. Does the Carnotaurus get bigger? It does not currently grow, but growth is a thing that will be planned, which will have like size changes in the sprite. This is probably not something I'm going to bother coding at all. In the slice, that's like an alpha thing. Probably something I won't bother doing until we have actual sprites. It'd be nice to have like ontogeny. Like if we had things like horns grow like out of sync with the growth of the body, stuff like that. Which theoretically should be a feature because of the plans I have for the animation system. But I need an artist to collab with before I finalize any of that stuff. Weirdly enough, taking a lot of inspiration from the Gen 5 Pokemon games for the sprite animation work. Because the sprites in Pokemon Gen 5 are made of different pieces, which allows them to animate against each other. Theoretically, you should be able to do that with like things like horns, so the horns can scale independently of like the scaling of the body, right? It's kind of the idea. All right, movement rate, stamina rate. What other information should we put in this screen? Available attacks and I guess metabolism. Length and weight are filler, so I'm not even going to feed these here. Mobile attacks. And passives. There should be a function inherent to convert arrays to string. Like an array join or something. JSON stringify, interesting. Okay, apparently we can just string array. How was Thanksgiving? I did absolutely nothing, so it was good. So apparently this works. Apparently this syntax actually just already works. Let's just see what it does. I'm missing a, yes, of course. But the only one I'm missing? No, these are all missing. That's why they're throwing red. There we go. Family's a bit scattered right now, so we didn't do anything. But we don't really do much for Thanksgiving. We're more of a Christmas meetup family. Yeah, okay. I didn't adjust the position of that one, but it's an empty bracket anyway. I can just leave this unformatted. Like, this doesn't really matter. But it is kind of shit to look at. I'm copying a right index into a string. Yeah, I think anything else we want to do is going to have to be like we have to do it ourselves. Although we can probably bootstrap it from other components here. So if we did no, let's convert it back to an array. I think we'll just leave it like this. Should add a check genome thing. Checking genome data directly will be complicated in the game for real. But for this purpose of the slice, okay. I think I can just make a loop. Let's do that actually. It's more of a bug check thing than anything, but I might as well put it in. Let's go to our scripts. Let's find a good example for a loop. I never remember the exact syntax for these for loops. They're unPython-like. Oops, not that. This one. This should be... No, this should be 48. Well, we start I at 1, so we make this 49. Yeah. Actually, let's do one of these here. 280. Full genome. Okay, 35,300. Then the text outprint is going to be string global dots Carno Taurus spawn bracket $sign prom as a string plus the index. And this is going to be 300 plus 10 times I. I mean. That's going to run off the page. We'll test it anyway. Oh, it's actually going to crash. Fair. Error in action of draw event, execution error. Why? Unclear. Draw text. 35 comma. Okay, let's break this down here. So n equals this. Also, this should be 280 because we do start at 1, not 0 index. Since that seems fine. Inconsistent naming, who gives a shit? Oh, this is not... This has to be converted to string. That's probably it. Bingo! Dino DNA. Yeah, you can see directly the genome data that corresponds to the stats. And the rate, 36423. Oh, growth rate 105. There's a bug. We could see the bonus stat was damage here, so that worked. Why did this... Oh, I know why this broke. I know what's wrong with this. Do I know? Yes, I know what's wrong with this, I think. No, I don't. I know where it's wrong, at least. Rate plus equals 1. What? $18,000. What? That makes no sense. Oops. Abort that. I did a thing. Growth rate 100. Oh, is it? I know what's wrong with it. I know. I know. So I messed this up here. We got to scale the window. Okay. No, this is on create. Wait. I don't know what's wrong because is it being created multiple times? But this is also a plus equals. Hold on. What the fuck? How can one of these happen multiple times and the other one not? Growth rate 101. It's always like one higher than that base value, right? That's a clue. Will this game have Skibbity Spinosaurus? Not if I have anything to say about it. Okay, so bonus damage is 9. So 137 to 146 with a bonus, that is correct. That is working completely correctly. Why? Am I just pulling the wrong number here? Wait a second. This might not be a glitch with this code. It might be a glitch with the UI code. HP dam def ac eva rate. No, it's not. Eva rate is high. What in the fuck? Well, Oh, it's pulling HP. I missed a 0. Wait, how is that? Okay, I must have been a coincidence that it appeared to match twice? The fuck? That's definitely the bug. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so 107, 123, 106, 77, 94, 2, 4, 4, 3, 3, and then a growth rate bonus of 1 to accuracy. Okay, I mean, it's good now. We fixed it. Okay. Let's see. Let's do a little bit more here on getting that readable. If we iterate to say 1 through 12 like this, and then we do this 2, 3, 4. Will we be able to give the dinosaurs guns? Not currently. Let's just do 1, 2, and 3. And then we do I plus 12, I plus 24, I plus 36. There might be some sort of equipment system. I haven't really decided on that angle. There's already systems for customizing your dinosaurs after generation, so items might be sort of redundant, but they would add a different flavor. So could also be a good, post-release type update. Malform statement. Line 20. Oop, wait, what did I do? Did I delete a comma here inadvertently? What did I do? Oh, it's a semicolon. I must have deleted a semicolon. Gun DLC, yeah. Okay, there's the genome data. Very overlapped. About 200 per. Let's call 369. If it sells 1 million copies, will there be a crossover with Prehistoric Kingdom? I don't know if they'd want to have a crossover with me. Okay, there's our full genome for the animal on screen. Very fun. Okay. Cool. So now we don't have to have an error message to print that out. That would be, that's just essentially helper text or whatever. Let's populate his move sets now. So when we generate level up, oh, did these all get shut down on me? God damn it. Annoying. So I hit the bug check button on accident. Fuck. Oh no, these are still open. Weird. Okay. Okay, so right now we have this. We have a set of genes that have been defined. These need to be changed. These are pulling specifically from the passes right now, so I guess we implement that first. Hey, the Riser, welcome to the stream. No, that is the multi-chat. Yeah. So now we have to think about how we want to set this up to pull the gene data from the animal to the level up screen. Hey, Ali, how's it going? Like, it would be trivial to just pull them once, but there's a whole scheme here. So we have to think about how to implement this properly. Okay, so first we're going to need the animal level. So what is our level variable? Level. Global.pc.level. I guess I could have just typed and looked through the variable list. So we have our level. The level tells us which of the genes trigger. So I probably need a function that determines which genes trigger which level and what type of gene it is. Because there's attack genes and there's passive genes. Yeah, the update looks really good. The island generator changes are very welcome. Dinosaur coming back early is great, especially because, you know, prior to this, it seemed like we might have to wait for DLCs to get returning animals that aren't base game, and who knows how long that might have taken, but no, we're getting one of the crucial, you know, returning animals right away. I have not watched Prehistoric Planet Ice Age yet. It's on my list, but I'm probably not going to watch it for a little while. Need to finish Chaos Theory and stuff first, too. Also watching Pluribus, so I'll probably wait for that to be done before I watch anything else. What about this rank tier stat? No, that should be fine. That should always work. Okay. So we need to return the 3 genes, parse for invalids, replace with gaps. Because if something is shows up too much, it should be a gap. And if it's duplicated, it should be a gap. So we need duplicates and set, and level 4 or higher. And we also need gene type, passive or attack, which influences this. So I guess I duplicate all of this, but for not passives. I might need to rewrite this. There's a mechanic I'd like for GW3. What would it be? Like custom challenge mode, maybe? Although I do think custom challenge mode is somewhat redundant with sandbox, but for there to be any actual difficulty in the game, the sandbox settings need to be much more stringent than they are, so it might be better to actually make a custom challenge mode with stricter economy settings. I don't know. I think it'd be neat to be able to like tune starting parameters more, and then be able to share like starting scenarios for other people. I think that'd be fun. Shit. Okay, we can modularize because these are nest. No, this is. Can we do? I don't think we can do this on this level. I could put these inside of a data structure. But that would break a lot of other code. This is easily modularized because this is inside of a struct here. This is the problem, that passive master and attack master are entirely separate data structures. If those are embedded together into one, I could call them more easily. Okay, but like rank tier 1, rank tier 1. Yeah, it's certainly possible to see it come back. I would also like to see the 5 deaths return. I think that would be a fun update. They could also just do another take at a 5 death campaign. I think that would be kind of interesting, like a classic era 5 deaths campaign. Okay, so let's think about it this way, right? If we have test genes 2, and this is a list of attacks. These don't actually need to be names. This is just for my own thought insanity. So then we would need to parse. This would be still test genes. This would need to be attacks. Okay, so we return like a type array, right? Which would be something like this, which would be like passive attack, because it could be choosing between an attack and a passive in the same tier, right? So we do something like this. Let's check. No, that's attack dictionary. Okay, global.attacks and .passives. So these are both lowercase, which is perfect. So this becomes this. Put a $sign here. We take type array index 0. And then we just add on an S at the end. Global.pc.passives or .attacks. We take the test gene, index 0 name. Check the current level. That should be right. We do the same thing here. Now we have to redo the text function too. That's more complicated. So this is this. This is this. Actually, let's do this as 3 passives here. Let's make sure this works before we do the rest of it. So we add this type array thing, modularize all this, test it to make sure it does what it already does, and then we implement the function to populate it directly. Yeah, unlocking all the diseases was definitely annoying. Type argument there, type argument here. Okay, so then we just got 2 passives, calls there, there, and there. Okay, so let's do this. We take this, we call this, we'll just call it name. Name equals. We do an if check if type R 0 is passive. And if it's an attack, global.attack master, attacks master. Is it attacks master? Tax master name. That should be the same syntax. Yeah, the alphas are definitely weird. I mean, I'm a little mixed on it. Like, the alphas in JW2 are really set them and forget them. And I'm not really convinced the way they work in 3 is bad. It's just different. And, like, it seems weird mostly because we're used to how they work in 2 and we kind of just assume that they'd work the same way. And that's just not true. Okay, this is global.attacks, not global.attacks master. Only the passives is a master. For whatever reason. This is just because these were made months apart. This doesn't matter. The master part is hard-coded anyway. And is it still name or is it capital N name? Does matter a bit since alphas switch up with old age. I mean, what I mostly mean is that like the interaction between genes and alphas now it's the alpha doesn't really matter beyond kind of cosmetic vibe stuff, right? So it can change, and usually it's not that consequential. It's much more important that the whole herd have some of the genes than it is that just the alpha has it. But it does make it a little awkward how like humility on a few animals is worthless. It has to be all or none. It's definitely strange. Like I haven't fully decided how I feel about it ultimately. It is name lowercase n, so that's perfect. Okay, so this this replaces the card text part everywhere, yeah? Yeah. So this goes here. This becomes a 1. This becomes a 1. This becomes a 1, and this becomes a 1. This becomes name, comma. We're missing a closing bracket here. Did I miss that up top? Nope, I just didn't copy it. Fair. These should be 1s. Type argument 1, test gene 1. Yes. Should be a 2. 2. Replace the card text. Add the missing bracket. These are all 2s now. 2, 2, 2, and a 2. And this is name, comma, name, comma. Okay, that should be functionally identical, but now modularized. Missing operator, line 17. Wait, what? Oh, because I have this here. Current level equals global.pc.level. Where do we boost the level? Well, whatever. Okay, still worked. And if we do it again, tier 2 of 3 still works. Okay, cool. Yeah, ultimately the bigger problem with the gameplay is how simple and quick everything is on challenge mode. So like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't feel like there's really any consequence to modifying the animals. Like part of the problem too is breeding, because genes aren't transferred consistently through the generations. So if you make an entire herd of humility animals and then they breed, some of their babies will not be humble. They won't have humility, which renders the humility trait worthless in general. It just makes kind of more sense to like not genetically modify your animals, just so that like you don't have to worry about your genes as much. Like just don't engage with the genetic modification system and just let them breed and just take whatever you get, because it just seems It just seems like possibly the best way to min-max the system is to not engage with it, which is kind of dumb. We need to try to figure out a way we can mod the sandbox settings and like retroactively balance the breeding out more, because it's a little weird in terms of like sandbox efficiency, campaign efficiency, whatever. How much harder would I say Jurassic difficulty is to the campaign? I zero difference. The game is so easy that it doesn't matter. Like at no point in the campaign or in challenge mode have I ever been at any actual risk of losing. So the level of difficulty in both is nothing. They are the same because they have the same zero difficulty value. Like the restrictions challenge mode places on you is the only difference in difficulty, but the restrictions don't actually make it any more difficult to build a viable park. They just change how you build a park. And they make it less interesting because you just don't have as many options. Like they don't like the difficulties, like the restrictions would only add difficulty if the game itself was actually difficult at any fundamental level. But because it's not, it just doesn't matter. I actually do fundamentally wonder if we can even fix it with a mod. Because I'm just not sure that it's even technically fixable. Because like I don't know how you balance animal breeding realistically. Well, yeah, the photography challenge is a different kind of difficulty. Legitimately, the only one that is actually hard is the one that is not about building a park at all, which is very funny. Okay, so this code all works. So let's do this with a tax, right? So let's do it like this. Let's make this not a placeholder. We do I don't know, whatever. This is fine. We just do like this. And then when we pick a card, so we go, this all shows correctly in the UI. Oh, we need gene type also here. Which will be an array that returns like dominant, comma, recessive, etc. We also need available tier information. Which will be another array that returns like 3, 2, 1. Is that this is hard coded too. Yeah, the California photography one was very basic, but the Hawaii one was actually like complicated. Adding the behaviors was a wrinkle, and just like the map design itself made it a lot more challenging. Just the fact that there were so many like actual things with hitboxes to collide with. And like the intended route was actually one that was like circuitous, so you would go all over the place. It wasn't just kind of go straight here through these trees and then through those trees and then through those trees and you're done. It was a legitimate go-kart track. Okay, so yeah, this tiers and dominant gene shit doesn't matter right now. This can remain the way it is. It's not actually that important. But then yeah, we need to make sure this stuff works. So this goes to the gene card objects here. This just draws the text. That's fine. It's this that matters. So array.push to passives. Global.pc.passives, global.pc.passives. Level text, gene card, title. This should work for pc.attacks, I would think. Well, they were a requirement for California? Okay, I don't remember that. Just like the time thing, or like, I don't know, something with California that seemed easier on that front, but I don't know. I guess the time difference is all that matters. Okay, so currently, attacks is not a thing, actually. We have the attack list, but this is the active attacks. So actually adding just attacks is probably good. And we'll hard code in kick. And then for the baryonics, we should probably follow this as well, just for consistency's sake. The berry lives now back here. Nope, back here. Yes. This can just, let's just leave this empty. This doesn't actually matter. I just want to make sure the data structure is there. So we'll just do that. We'll literally just do placeholder. There we go. It's Absolute Cinema, Stranger Things Season 5. Isn't it like only a quarter of the season out or something, or a third? Isn't it like chopped up a bunch? But also, we're not talking about it. No spoilers for recent shows on the channel. So you could say if you enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it, but don't go into depth any more than that, or I will ban you. Yeah, 15 minutes is a big difference versus 7 when it's an easily navigable map versus a hard one. Challenge mode where all you get are Anithomimosaurs, Hadrosaurs, and Ceratopsians. Isn't that every challenge mode we've done already has been Ceratopsian spam, right? That's like the whole thing. All right, so back to the gene card. So these currently are hard-coded for passives. Oh, also the tier is needed. So we got to do this. Kick, comma, 1. Tier 1 kick. Then let's go back to card. Now. I think we just passed this a type, right? I think so. How dare you spoil chaos theory? Dinosaurs in my dinosaur show. No. Because Kira talks about the client all the time. Who are you working for? I assume it was different clients. I assume it was a different client for every park. I didn't take it to be the singular one client. George Soros is funny. I would like references to some of the unused book characters, though. I think that'd be fun. Atherton, Steingarten, some of the other more main characters like Regis that never got used in the movies. That would all be very fun. Okay, so we passed this title tier, available tiers, type, text. We just need to pass it. Also, what it is, which would be called, not type. Type 2. We'll just call it type 2 because I can't think of another name for it. And this is type array current index. So type array 0, type array 1, type array 2. Oops. Oh God. Wait, was this always there? Oh, this was not. Wait, did I recopy that? What did I do? Well, anyway, type array 0, type array 1, type array 2. Okay. So now that's passed. And then when we go here, global PC, this now becomes $, type 2. Wait, was it capital type 2? Yes, capitalized. $, type 2 plus string of s. Global.pc.passives. Passives. Passives or attacks. Should be it. Okay, we got a crash. Yeah, the what's his name? The paleontologist in Rebirth always made me think of Levine physically, but a very different demeanor, of course, not anything like the actual character. Okay, variable unknown object not set before reading it. Oh. I know. It's because my thing isn't a comment. I scribbled some junk when I was developing that, and I didn't comment out. This. I even noticed it when I wrote it out, and, like, I just didn't even fix it. Okay, we got a new problem, which is line 41. Card text error. Wait, it errored out on passive. Oh, because these are, yep. Yep. Because I replaced the set of passives with a set of attacks, but I didn't actually tell the code that these are attacks. I told the code these are still passives. Okay, and it still died on me. What now? It's still mad at the same line, roughly. Line 48 now. If type array is 0 equals attack. This check is passed because we got here. So do card text. Attack. Global.attack. Oh, I never checked this function. I bet you this function doesn't work anymore. Gene type, gene data tier. If gene type is passive. Yeah, I don't have anything for if gene type is not a passive. Gene type, gene data. Oh, God. Description base scale class. Okay, this is because of the way the passives work. I might be able to do this somewhat simply. So this returns an array of strings that we've cut. Okay. Fuck. So if gene type equals attack, we'll check the actual data that's got to go in there first, but I want to continue bug checking anything before we actually do that. Okay, now what? Fuck me. Still line 48? Gene type, gene data tier. Bitch. Attack. Global attack test genes. And 64 of rank tier. Rank tier should be fine. Global.attack.charge. Wait, is this formatting not like that, maybe? Global.attack.charge. I don't think it is. How did I... Global data taxes. Capital C charge. That should work. Oh, this one's not pluralized. Yeah, okay. Found it. Yeah, the amenity system is a little stripped down. It's not like it was deep to begin with, though, but it needs tuning as well, for sure. Oh my god, why now? Still crashing on line 48. Fuck. Passive attack. Fuck. Yeah, I mean, it works. That is the correct syntax. Do I have a misaligned bracket, maybe? Let's go to the actual failed line, 48. Global dot attacks, bracket $ test genes 0, bracket close. That should be right. Fuck. Let's comment out this line. Let's make sure it's this line exactly. And it's not being returned from the wrong line. Now it says line 49. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna fix that crap right there. Not that that matters. Rank tier. Shit. Yeah, the bathroom hotel thing's always been a little silly from like a realistic standpoint. Okay, so now we crashed on line 86. Okay. So the problem is with both the card text and the name line specifically. So both of these lines have a bug, which means the bug is probably related. Global.attacks.name. Test gene, entry 0. Wait a second. No, that can't be. It can't just be, well, could be this. Maybe the error is specifically that. Unlikely. Because it could have thrown it on the wrong line. Now it erred on line 48. So they are both wrong. For sure. 100%. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, like, a zoo will have standalone bathrooms. I think the issue is more... Okay, here's what it is, right? Hotel bathrooms are for hotel guests only. So the bathroom need in the park does not reflect the total bathrooms needed in the park. It reflects the need for bathrooms outside of the hotel areas when people are walking around touring. Obviously, every guest has a hotel room where they could stay, which means every guest has access to a bathroom in their hotel room. So that's why that's not a gameplay management angle. And that's also why having no bathrooms doesn't completely kill your park. It's because it's not like people are taking shits on the sidewalk. They're going back to their hotel room really far away to take a shit. And they're mad and they don't want to go there anymore because it's too inconvenient to get to a bathroom. But then you add more bathrooms, and then they can find a bathroom anywhere throughout the park, and they're happier. This makes perfect sense. Why is this wrong? What did I do wrong? It's not as simple as an error in the function. So let's focus on this line. How is this line wrong? Test genes 0 would be 0th entry. So this goes global.attacks.charge.name. What if we actually did that? Why is this? Wait, what? Wait. Why is that purple? What? Yeah, thanks for coming by, Ali. We'll catch you later. Why? Why? But just why? Is it... Okay, so that might be the problem. There might be something funky with that syntax. I think there's a chance we'll see sauropods defend themselves because enough people complain about it that they might do something about it at some point. I don't think it'll be in this update, but you know, maybe at some point they'll fix that. Line 48. Okay, this is the problem. What is different about this? How did I... Okay, passive dictionary. Hustle equals name. Embedded here. These are embedded structs. This should be identical. Shake off name. Embedded structure. Global.attacks. Global.passive master. What in the fuck? I don't understand. Okay, this shows the same way though. This does show blue for the secondary, so I think this is actually fine. So then the question becomes why this doesn't work. Tax dot charge dot name. What the fuck? Why would this not work? Oh, this might also crash for not being a list. Crash on line 48. I'm completely at a loss here. What in the fuck, dude? Ooh, wait. I think I might know. I think I might know. Son of a bitch. Attack dictionary is defined in the lobby, like the battle lobby. This variable doesn't exist. God damn it. We have to put this here. Oh, that was awful. I got there eventually. It's an important lesson. There we go. There we go. I worked the whole time. I just was asking the function to find information in a data directory that was not actually defined in the game at that stage. What a bad... I'm a bad programmer, man. Okay. Let's fix all this now. So this is global.attacks like this. Global.attacks charge name. This is all gone. That was a really bad thing to do. To be fair, that stuff, like, at one point in time, that was actually the start of the game screen. So, like, it makes sense that that data directory would now be in the wrong spot. But still some hot trash as far as that goes. Okay. We'll parse the text in a moment. Let's test this now. Again. Now we go dinosaur data, available attacks. Yeah, that's the current move set. Right. We want to change that. To that. Not the attacks that are actually set for use in battle, but all the attacks available to the creature. Kick, comma 1, charge, comma 1, train again, train HP, charge tier 2, dinosaur data, kick 1, charge tier 2, excellent. Okay. Great. Let's set up the text function correctly. So, to start with, we go to the attack dictionary. We copy all of this. So these are formatted rather differently. We have to manually set this up. The length of the text output is 26. So I guess what we can do, let's put a space in here. Let's kill this. So we would start with gene data description base scale. Gene data. So this would be gene data dot like damage. So we do damage plus gene data dot damage. Comment all this out. Just check the formatting, make sure that works. it doesn't, this is definitely not a string. So that's already a problem. You have no witches? What? Okay. Cool. So this is potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 characters long at max. Let's not call that accuracy because that's a different thing. This is just hit chance. Damage X, hit chance Y. $29 characters wide or so. So this is supposed to be 26, right? I think maybe we just call this hit. Hit percent? Am I sorceressless? Sure, I guess. I don't know what this means. I don't know where this is going. 19, 20, 21, 24. So that should be a full line, essentially. I hate that formatting. Let's do it like this. %70 to hit. Okay, so that's line 1. Line 2 formatting, crit chance. Condition and effect. Chance, oh man. Okay, X% crit. Can I just like line break this like this? Probably not. I can for writing it, I suppose. Um, how do I pass this information to the player properly? That's the real question. Hmm. Let's just grab a example. gdata.range. I got my magic right here, programming. So I guess we do this. No, this sucks. Um, no, this works. This works. This works. This works. Because this is the string. So we do range or slots. Okay. Okay. Range I. Ranges. Okay, yeah. So we initialize this as an empty string. Right. And then we append to the string a range value. So like close range. Mid. Far. But if I do it like this, ranges, then I don't have to capitalize because these will be added multiple times. Ranges, close, comma, mid. And we do this. No, we do this, we do this, we do this, do this. And then we do oops. If I is greater than 0, we add a comma. So I0 ranges, say, close. And then if it's close and mid, then it would be ranges close, comma, mid. And then at the very end, we want a period. So we do if I equals array length, add the period. There we go. Okay, so ranges is generated. This goes down here. Oh, I could also just not add the period because we can do ranges here plus period. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 characters. What would I do with $1 billion? Finance this game. I think we put stamina on this line too. So we do cost plus this is cost, gene type.cost, gene data.cost. String of gene data.cost plus the ranges string plus period. Okay, so that's our last sentence. Damage 0. Crit. Does that fit? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 characters. I think we said 26 characters is full length. Yeah. We'll just abbreviate this STAM. Drains X STAM. We got drain, we got range. Not going to say animation time. Cooldown. Description essentially has to be 2 lines. So we need the percentage chance. GeneData.chance. Percent chance. Cooldown. One, two, 11 characters, 13 characters, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, about 25 characters. Perfect. Then here it is just description. Description line 1, description line 2. We just need to format those. We should be good. Okay, so how did we cut these before? Array of individual words, the output, build up 24 characters, we have the new string, we get the length, right? So we need to split this. I guess we do the same thing, right? Component adds the component. String trim the start. Get the array of words. This should be unnecessary. This should be the starting point. Split the string by spaces. Current line. Yeah, this code here, this block. Oops. So this is the this is splitting gene data dot description. So we take the description, we split it by spaces. Description array. Current line, we iterate over the length of this per word. We get the new word, which is the ith entry. We get the length of the word. We get the length of the current line, which is nothing. If current line plus new length plus 1 is less than 26, current line plus equals add the new line. Else we push. This goes to description 1. We trim start of the new line. Just new word. Is that? Wait, should this be trimmed? Current line is nothing. Oh yes, because this is always putting in the space. We have to remove this the leading space. Yes. So we lead the initial, remove the space, and then propagate that. Array push to description 1. Okay. Wait, I do this. This is just, yeah, we just do this. String array. But this already exists. So undo. Yeah, this goes to string array. This doesn't matter. We take this, put this here. This goes all the way back to description part. Oh my God, stop doing that, please. Like that. Okay, so then this will iterate the lines. Wait, I killed. Oh my God. Wait. Fuck. String array, this stuff. String 2, split gene data. Yes. Current line. Okay. Okay, and then we do array push string array comma thing. Like this. Then we array push again. Like this. That should be it. Very high odds of a typo. Yep. We got an error in card text, line 89. Unknown object dot range not set. Gene data dot range. That should be. This was messy. This is a real messy day of stuff. Okay, so let's see what we got here for the printouts. Hey, Biocraft, how's it hanging? I have written myself just a mess of code. Unknown object dot range not set. Unknown object. Gene data dot range. Unknown object dot range. What? On line 89? Wait. Oh. Yeah, okay. This is yes. Right? That's the error. That's the error. May not be the only error. Probably not the only error. Oh shit, it was the only error. Okay, we got some formatting problems. But 60% to hit, 60% crit? Is that actually 60% crit? No. Those are definitely wrong. Okay. Let's fix one issue at a time. I'm going to leave this on the screen so I can see where our issues are. So let's start from the bottom. Between the cost and the range, we are missing a space. Okay. We can just add that manually into the code rather than figure out why that formatting is weird. Yeah, getting Dinosaur back is great. 0% chance. 2% chance. 0% chance. What? Okay, why is the crit wrong? Because it says gene data dot hit twice. Okay. Crit. Fix that. That's just a typo. Okay. Oh, we're missing the final line is not printed to the card. Also, some of these descriptions already incorporate chances. So, including the percent chance doesn't actually add anything to this. So we do array push current line at the end here. That goes here. So that pushes the last line through now to the text output. You're going to head out? All right. Catch you later. Thanks for swinging by. Percentage chance doesn't matter. Can we sneak this cooldown in somewhere else, maybe? We can sneak it in up here, probably. We do damn. We do percent hit. Drain. Then we do CD. Stamina, 30 seconds CD. Like that? Dominant Gene, damage 30, 60% hit, 12% crit, drain, 10 stam, 10-second cooldown. This is still way off the side. That's because I put it on the wrong line. Okay. We'll leave that up there for a second. Could just call this Wither. Well, Wither feels, yeah. We'll just leave it as drains. I guess actually. Let's do this over. Plus 70% crits. Okay, then we got to fix the ranges. So we do We do range, so the range is. I guess that's good enough. Close this and rerun it. Okay, almost slightly too long on that top line. Okay, so we do this. Let me look at this again. We do 15 damage and missing at 12%. Basic attack. Okay, what if we do it like this? We do mid-far range. Hmm. Okay, I mean, that works. Range mid-far. There's still technically one character too many on the damage hit crit line. I could just get rid of the punctuation. I could do this. We can do dashes instead of the spaces and punctuation. We do it like that. Then it's still more definable. Then it kind of looks like minuses. Let's do slashes. Hopefully that doesn't trigger special commands into formatting. Might be a thing. We'll find out in a second. Nope. 30 damage, 6%, 12% crit. That's pretty legible. I think that's fine. This whole UI needs a little bit of work anyway in terms of legibility, so it's fine. Okay. So that's good. Text formatting works. They're passed correctly to the animal, so now the only thing left is the syntax that pulls them. We needed a function for this. I might call it here. I would like to finish this tonight, but I don't think I want to start this whole new functionality this late. So this is where we'll start next Tuesday. We'll get this done. So I'm going to end the stream. It's a little bit shorter, but it was a holiday and I started late or whatever. Making excuses, really, but I started late. I was working on other projects. That's fine. We'll try to start sooner next week because I won't have as many like videos to edit and things. Yeah, and like this is all awkward information parsing stuff. We'll get past this and back in implementing actual content soon. I mean, this is actual content. This is all like, this is pretty substantial, but it's all behind the scenes stuff that adds, you know, replayability and actual game mechanics to how progression works. But yeah, we'll have to implement the proper XP distribution at some point soon too, but we need to test out all this. So I think I want to keep the XP like super dense XP, like one level per training. That way we can test out all the passives and attacks and make sure they work. So I guess we finish this function, we code the move selection UI, and then we fully implement any remaining passives and new attacks. And then we tune the actual level up progression. I think that's the plan. But yeah.